friends, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using the brand new Lawn Fawn Silly Goose Rain or Shine with Here for You Bear, Berry Rainy Day, and all the speech bubbles. I've stamped the images in Lawn Fawn jet black ink, and I'll be coloring with my Copic markers. I'm also going to refer to the reference sheet that I have created, coloring geese in 6 different ways. And I am going to go with option number 3 for today. So I'm starting with E50 and E51 on their faces. Using the E51 along the back, blending out with the E50, and then letting the plain white cardstock be the highlight. Then I'm going to switch to some toner grays. I'm using T0, T1, T3, and T5 for the wings and tail. I'm going to be super sparing with that T5 because we don't have a lot of area that is showing. The rest of their wing and their body is underneath that rain jacket. So I'm just using very small little strokes, blending that out with the T3. Making sure to go over the edge of that T5 and pull it into the next shade a little bit. Then I'll add in some T1. I'm also going to throw a little T1 into the heads just so it matches a bit better. And then I'll bring in that T0, which you could skip, but I just thought it was a nice way to kind of transition together. And then just so the wings match the rest of the head, I'm going to add in a little bit of E50 right where that T0 ended. For their beaks and feet, I'm going to go with one of the other geese that I have colored on that reference sheet. So I like to mix things up. I don't always do the exact same goose again. It just kind of gives me a jumping off point. But I'm using YR12, YR14, and YR18, starting with the darkest and blending toward the light. For their rain jackets, I'm going to go with the classic yellow, kind of slicker, and I'm going to use Y13, Y15, and Y17. And where I see that there are some little creases in the fabric, I'm going to accentuate those by making the line a little bit longer. And I'm even going to draw in a few of my own just to make that fabric look a bit more creased and crinkled as it kind of molds to their bodies. So I'm doing all of that with my Y17, laying in my shadows wherever I think that they should go. And then I'm going to come in with the Y15. I'm going to elongate those lines that I drew in and just pull out that darkest color a bit more into the mid-tone, making sure to leave plenty of room for my highlight so that I have a nice contrast on my coloring. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to come in with the Y13 and I'll just fill in any remaining white space. And I'll do that for the second goose as well, just coloring straight over those buttons because I'm going to come back and add those in later on. And then I wanted to give them matching boots. So once again, I'm taking that Y17 and kind of drawing in a little crease over the toe, giving a little shadow toward the back of the boot. And then I'll blend out with the other 2 shades, just like I did for the raincoats. And then once everything is all filled in, I'm also going to do the center stripe on my umbrella, placing the darkest toward the lines and the lightest toward the center. And then I'll fill in the buttons on the raincoats with the Y17. I'm moving on to my frogs, and I'm going to use YG00, YG01, YG05, and YG09. So on the first little guy that is jumping, I'm actually only using the darkest 3 shades. I draw in that YG00 just for the belly, and since we can't see it on the jumping frog, it'll only go on the sitting frog. But I'm starting with the YG09 for the shadows, blending out with the YG05, and then filling in the body with the YG01. And then, as I said, just bringing in that YG00 for the belly. I'm also going to do 2 more stripes on my umbrella, and I'm only going to use the darkest 3 shades for those as well. So I'm going to go on either side of the yellow stripe and place my darkest right up against the lines that are drawn there, so that the part of the umbrella that is kind of pushed out with the air is going to be the highlighted area. And then I also decided to do the handle on the umbrella green to match. And by the way, I do have a reference sheet for frogs as well, so I did refer to that when I chose this shade. And then I just went back and added a few little dot details to give them some texture on their skin. And then I'm going to do some rosy cheeks using R20 and R22. I do just a little oval shape with the R22 and then blend out around that with the R20. For the puddles and splashes, I'm going to use BG11, BG34, and BG45. Starting with the BG45, and once again I'm adding a little bit of lines into the water to kind of have some reflection or movement on the surface. I'm doing all of that with the BG45, and I'm also going to do the last 2 stripes on my umbrella with this combo. Then I'll blend out all of that with the BG34 for my mid-tone. Just carefully coloring in those little parts of the splash marks, and then I'll fill in with the BG10, and then I'm also going to use that BG10 to just outline the speech bubble and give that a little bit of definition around the edges, and I'll leave the center white. My last combo is going to be W00, W1, and W3. I'm going to use these for the pole of my umbrella and also the underside, just to add a bit of shadow. And that is going to finish up the coloring, so I will trim all of these images out with their matching dies. For my focal panel, I have die cut the second largest of the stitched scalloped oval stackables out of some Bristol smooth surface cardstock. And I am going to do a simple watercolor technique using some Distress Oxide inks. I'm going to press that ink onto an acrylic block, pick it up with a paintbrush, add a bit of water, and just paint that down very simply and organically. I want there to be areas where it's lighter and some areas where it's darker. I'll even go back and dab a little extra of that ink onto the panel to just intensify that in a few little spots here and there. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of mowed lawn. I wanted this background to have sky and then a bit of grass and then a sidewalk or a road. So I'm adding a line of mowed lawn in between the sky and the sidewalk. And if I get a little bit too much green where I don't want it, I just dab that up with a paper towel and then add a little bit more of the salvage patina in there. And then I am going to switch to my final shade, which is going to be pumice stone. And I will add that down at the bottom. And I'm doing this while everything is still wet because I kind of want the colors to mix and meld a little bit. I do want them to retain their lines, but I want it to kind of just blend seamlessly into the background. And once again, I'm adding some extra dots of color. I got a little more green where I didn't really want it. It went up a little too high, so I just dabbed it off and added a bit more of the blue. And then I'll set that aside to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to stamp my sentiment on the rest of that panel that I used to color and die cut my images today. And I'm stamping out "You Make Me Happy, Rain or Shine." And I'm doing that in VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I'm going to stamp that out twice to make sure it's nice and bold, and then I'll set that aside and pop my card base into my MISTI. I created that using the brand new Mist cardstock, and I am stamping in mermaid ink. And I am taking one of those geese and a little puddle and the splash mark. And then the sentiment is from the Very Rainy Day stamp set. It just says, "Have a happy day." And I stamped that down 3 times to make sure it was nice and bold because this ink does dry back just a little bit. Next, I wanted to bring in some pattern paper. I love using pattern paper on my cards. So I'm going first to my Blissful Blossoms 6x6 pad and just going through my scraps and seeing if I have anything I might want to use. And I decided to go with this yellow floral and then the blue kind of vine print. And then I also am going to use one from the Bitsy Blooms 6x6. And I wanted to go with the green tone-on-tone diagonal plaid. So I'm just searching for that. I didn't have a scrap large enough, so I am going to pull that out and I'm going to trim these 3 pieces down with the largest of the large stitched rectangle stackables. So I'm going to take that green diagonal plaid print and I'm going to glue that to cover the card base. It is a standard A2 size card, 4 1/4 tall by 5 1/2 wide. Then I'm going to take the yellow floral print and run that across the center horizontally. And all of that stitching detail is going to match up perfectly because I die cut them together. And then I'm going to take the vine print and I'm going to turn it upside down because it looks like raindrops to me. So I'm going to run that down the center vertically. I love mixing and matching patterns on a card, and I think these 3 look so good together, and the color palette is going to really pull together the Copic coloring that I've done. I've added some Scotch 3M foam tape to the back of my focal panel to give that a bit of lift on the card. I'm setting that down gently until I have it centered, and then I can press that down into place and bring in my images. I've also die cut my sentiment using the smallest of the everyday sentiment banners. I'm going to add just the tiniest bit of foam tape to the ends where those will kind of be hanging off the edges of the focal panel, and then I'll use the jumbo glue tube to add some liquid glue to the rest. Make sure that that is on there straight and just where I want it, and then I'll press that down into place. And then I'm going to lay out my images before I go ahead and glue those down because quite a few of them are going to overlap each other. So I just want to see what is going to go in front and what needs to go behind and just figure out all of that placement before I start adding my liquid glue. So I'm laying out my little puddles as well, making sure that I have those just where I want them. And then once I'm satisfied, I can start picking up the images that are behind other images and gluing those down first. So I'm starting on the left-hand side of the card, adding in those 2 puddles. I decided to place the shaded areas closest to the geese's feet so that he could be casting a shadow into those puddles. So I'm just tucking those so that they land under each foot, and then I can adhere him down over top. And then once I have him situated, I can go and work on the second goose. I'm going to do the umbrella first since that is going behind, but I actually want the handle to overlap her wing. So I'm going to just set that down gently, and then I'm going to slide that goose right up underneath the handle of that umbrella. And then I can grab that little speech bubble and adhere that in the space between my 2 geese. So I'm imagining that the goose on the right is the older sister, and then the goose on the left is the little brother. So he's the one that's being silly and stomping around in puddles. I am the oldest child in my family with 2 younger brothers, so this just feels very relatable. But I added my little splash marks, and then I'm going to put the sitting frog right next to the sister goose's feet so that he can be kind of staying out of the rain as well. And then I'm going to have the jumping frog in the puddle, so I just moved that splash mark a little bit to the right. And then to finish this card off, I wanted to add a little bit of glitter. So I'm going to put that into the shadowed areas of all of my water, so the puddles and the splash marks. And that is going to finish this one off. So I will lift that up so you can see it in a bit more detail, give you a peek at that sparkle and shine, and another look at the inside. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, go ahead and give the video a like. It will also be on the Lawn Fawn blog and YouTube channel today, so if you'd like to check it out again, you can watch it over there. All of the supplies that I use will be listed and linked in the description bar in case you'd like to pick up anything for yourself. And if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos I thought you might also enjoy. You can click on either one to check them out. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in the next. Bye-bye.